À nos fidèles auditeurs, merci, vraiment merci. Il y en a qui sont là depuis ce matin, qui sont restés vraiment attachés devant leur petit écran, attachés aux lèvres de nos chers présentateurs, de nos chers conférenciers. Donc, c'est vraiment apprécié. Vous manifestez de l'intérêt et de la satisfaction aussi à travers les commentaires que j'ai pu lire. Merci beaucoup à vous, chers auditeurs. Et n'oubliez surtout pas de commenter, d'aimer et de partager cet événement pour pouvoir faire profiter d'autres personnes qui n'ont pas eu la chance de l'assister en live. Donc, sans trop discourir, je passe la parole à Vahid qui vient d'Australie, notre dernier présentateur. Vahid, oui, vous avez déjà partagé l'écran. Alors, je vais vous inviter dans un instant à présenter votre session. Je rappelle que cette session va durer 45 minutes en vrai et il y aura 10 minutes pour les questions-réponses. Et bonne écoute à tout le monde, bonne participation déjà. Et à Vahid, bon succès à vous.
Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you very well. I hear you and
okay. Great. Hello everyone, my name is Vahid and I'm super excited today to start my day with this super meetup, SQLite Saturday 2022. So I'm living in Sydney, Australia. It's 7:30 a.m. right now. So thank you for joining us. I'm going to present you how to connect Power BI with SQLite and Primavera P6. So let me just move to the next slide. So a little bit about me. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and data analyst with more than 10 years of experience with the passion for Power BI, DAX, Power Query, Excel, VBA, and preparing analysis and dashboards. I work in different roles in the project management field, but a few years ago, I accepted a new challenge and decided to move to the data world. And now I'm working in Fulton Oregon company as a data and reporting lead in Sydney Water program. I'm not an IT engineer, I'm an industrial engineer, but I'm a technophile person. So I focus on the data analysis or any other topics about the technology. I'm the super user in Power BI community. It means I'm an active user in that community. I provided about 500 solutions in less than a year. So I was the best DAX solution provided in the 2021, the last 6 months of the 2021. And I'm the leader at the Persian Power BI user group. I hold a two meeting every month with the top speakers. And I'm a blogger. I have a weblog. You can see the address at the bottom of my presentation. So every month I share some blog posts with people, and I'm still learning. I'm a learner, active learner. So that's pretty much about me. So let's review what we want to do today. So first of all, I want to tell you why I selected this topic, why SQLite and Primavera P6. To those guys who doesn't know about Primavera P6, Primavera P6 is like a Microsoft project, but is the most powerful and the popular software in the project management, especially in the scheduling area. So people using that software to create a program schedule, to add the activities there, create a relationship, to analyze those activities. And I will tell you why I selected this topic. And then I will talk about the connector solution. Yes, we have a problem to connect the SQLite database to Power BI, but I will tell you how you can update your connector, and how you can connect your SQLite database to Power BI. I will show you a few slides, but then we'll try to do more and focus on demo to create a database in SQLite, to connect that to Power BI, to create a project in the P6 and connect that to Power BI, and then at the end we will have the Q&A session. Please raise your question there, and I will do my best to answer your questions. Okay, so why SQLite and Primavera P6? Let me just tell you a little bit about the Primavera P6. Primavera P6 has two products since version 8. One of them is PPM and the other is ePPM. The PPM is the Primavera P6 Professional Project Management, and Primavera P6 ePPM is the Primavera P6 Enterprise Project Portfolio Management. There are many complex differences between those two versions or those two different type of the products, but in short, P6 PPM is a Windows-based. It means you can install it on your computer, your local computer, but the ePPM is a web-based, means you can connect that to the cloud and then use that based on the web, or connect that to using the gateway and connect to the database. In terms of the databases, so ePPM, you can connect that to the Oracle database or SQL database, but PPM, you can connect that to those databases. But if you want to use the standalone, which is the most popular and most used version of the Primavera P6, you need to connect that to the SQLite. It means the default database for Primavera P6 PPM standalone is SQLite. So because of that, I selected this topic to fit two birds with one seed. And when we want to connect the SQLite data to Primavera Power BI, the Power BI doesn't have the certified connector. When I'm talking about the certified connector, let me just open my Power BI. So here, if you select on the get here, if you select on this, then you can find a list of the common data sources. And if you click on the more, so in that case, you can find the list of all certified connectors. It's around 100 certified connectors. You can find many connectors there, but the SQLite is not part of those connectors. If you want to, okay, here. So you can see the list of all databases, all connected here. If I search for SQL, then you can find the SQL Server Analysis Services, MySQL, and then the Azure SQL and Synapse. All of those, there are 7 certified connectors here, but the SQLite is not part of that. If you want to find more information about those certified connectors, you can go to Microsoft document and search for the connectors, and then you can find the list of that with the situation and status in Excel, Power BI, Power BI Data Flow, Power Apps, Customer Side Analysis Service. So you can find the list of all connectors here. But if I say SQLite, unfortunately, there is no certified connector for that one. So let's back to presentation. So how we want to connect that to SQLite to Power BI. Before that, let me just tell you a little bit about the SQLite. SQLite is a C language library that implements a small, fast, and self-contained SQL database engine. SQLite is one of the most used and popular database. If you search that, say the top 10 or the most popular or most used databases on Google, you can find that SQLite in the top 5 or top 10 list of the most popular databases. So it's the most used database engine in the world, and it's one of the most used database engines in the world, and is widely used in mobile apps and many other desktop applications that need an internal, lightweight, free SQL database. So to connect the Power BI to SQLite or SQL to P6 PPM, we need to use ODBC. That's the Open Database Connectivity. So with using the Open Database Connectivity, which means ODBC, is a standard API, is application programming interface for accessing database management systems, or DBMS. So we can use the ODBS to connect the SQLite or any other databases to Primavera, to Power BI. But before we want to do that, we need to make sure our ODBS drivers are updated. Yes, when you want to connect any type of the database by using the ODBS, we need to make sure the driver of that database, that type of the database, has been installed on your computer. So if I move here, yes. So to check the drivers of the ODBS on your computer, you can press Windows R to open this run window, and then you can type that ODBC AD32. The AD stands for the administrator. So if I click on that one, you can find this window. So here we have many tabs, but the drivers tab is an important one. As you can see here, there are lists of the drivers here, the access drivers here for the text drive and the Microsoft Access drive, and I have the Microsoft Excel drive and SQL Server. But the SQLite driver is not here. So what I need to do, I need to install the driver. First, I need to download that and then install that on my computer. Then I can continue and connect my database, SQLite database, to Power BI. So first of all, I need to go to this website. So let me show you here. So if I click on this website, the name of that is chwerner.de/SQLite ODBC. So if you go there, you can find the current versions here. What I want to do, I want to download one of these versions. My computer is 64-bit, so I will select this one. So I will click on this one, click OK, download that, and then open that one. So it's very straightforward. The only thing you need to do is to click next, and install that. It will ask you that, do you want to install the SQLite 2 drivers? I don't need that. I need the version 3. So I will just click on the next and install that here. Ran into a problem. Just wait a minute. Let's close this one. Okay. Okay, let me just open my ODBC. I need to run that as administrator, otherwise it will run into the problem. Let me just find it. Downloaded file here. So it is. Okay, let's try again. Let me just change the driver because I installed that before, and unfortunately, not sure why, but it ran into this problem because I had that that I installed that before, but before this presentation, I uninstalled that to show you what I can do. I can install this version, and then 65. It's not another version on my computer. Okay, so I install another version. So let's open the RDBC again here to check the drivers here. Okay. Here. Okay. Unfortunately, I need to restart my computer if I want to download that. I'm not sure, Jane or Anna, is it possible for me to hold this session for 5 minutes and restart my computer? Because I uninstalled the software, I need to restart my computer, then I will be able to install that software again on my computer.
If you hear me, Vahid, no problem. Go ahead. We'll wait for you.
Okay. I'm so sorry about that. Just give me 5 minutes. I will back. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Pour ceux qui nous suivent depuis ce matin, pour ceux qui viennent de nous rejoindre, nous suivez la deuxième édition de SQL Saturday Haitian 2022. Cet événement qui vous est apporté par Data Driven Community. Cet événement est l'œuvre de Jean-Joseph, l'organisateur principal. Donc, merci, vraiment merci à Jean-Joseph pour cette louable initiative. Donc, la communauté haïtienne en a vraiment besoin. Des initiatives pareilles, c'est vraiment une nécessité pour la jeunesse haïtienne, pour la communauté haïtienne, particulièrement ceux qui évoluent dans le domaine de la technologie. Donc, c'est un grand plus apporté à la communauté haïtienne avec cet événement. Un merci spécial à notre sponsor officiel, Redgate. Redgate qui, dans le cadre de cet événement cette année, offre 3 licences SQLite. Et restez branchés, comme je rappelle tantôt, restez branchés, ça va être tout à l'heure le tirage. Donc, chacun de vous serez l'un des 3 gagnants. Ça, je suis convaincue. À tout à l'heure pour le tirage. Donc, c'est tout de suite après l'événement à 18h30. Un grand merci à vous, nos auditeurs, nos infatigables auditeurs. La plupart a été là depuis ce matin. Merci pour vos commentaires, merci pour vos questions. Vous avez su embellir les séances. Vous avez su faire rayonner l'événement aujourd'hui. Vraiment, merci beaucoup. Et Vahid, vous êtes là? Non, Vahid n'est pas encore là. Donc, vraiment, merci beaucoup à vous. Merci pour votre patience, merci pour votre écoute et surtout merci pour la qualité de votre participation. Je rappelle que SQL Saturday, c'est un événement international, mais qui a été mis sur place aussi pour la communauté haïtienne. Et nous espérons d'année en année, vous allez pouvoir profiter davantage de cet événement, de cet enseignement. Vahid, vous êtes de retour?
I'm back again. Sorry guys for the that issues, because I had to install my computer after uninstall some software. So I'm back again, and then everything is okay now. So let me just I installed that driver. So before that, what we did, let me just review again what we did here. Okay, so let me just bring this here. Yeah, here. So what we did, we found that we need to use the ODBC database, ODBC to connect the SQLite database to Power BI. And then before that, we checked, we need to install the drivers for that one. I checked the drivers, the SQLite drivers had not been installed on my computer. I download that and install that on my computer right now. So if I click on this one and check the drivers now, you can see the SQLite ODBC driver is now here. So I can use that now. So if I show you here, yeah. So right now I have 5 database, 5 drivers here. And then the SQLite 3 has been added to my drivers. So, okay, so what I need to do now, I need to create my SQLite database, or open my Primavera P6, and then connect that by using the ODBC drivers. So let me just open my SQLite Studio. Okay. And then here, if I create a database here, if I create one database here and then open the file, say save it here, and then name it as test, SQL Saturday. So save it here, and then click OK. So I created the one database here. Let's connect that one, not this one. Sorry. And then disconnect this one. Okay, so now that database doesn't have any tables right now. So what I will do, I will create and add some tables to this one, and then start adding that or connect that to the Power BI. So I will click on the create table and then name that table as a test. Click OK, and then I will add some columns here. So I will add the name here and say this is the string, and then click OK. And then I will add another column as an age, for example. And then name it as an integer here. Set it as an integer and click OK. So that's it. And then I will add some data here. So first of all, I will say the hit and then the 20. I'm 34. So then after that, we add Alex, for instance, the 12 days, and then we add the Richard, and then add in the 4K. So that's it. I created the database now here. So everything ready to be connected to Power BI. What I need to do, I need to create, before I move on and create that, connect that with the ODBS, I need to add the DSN. The DSN is the data source name. So, and then as you can see here, we have two tabs here: user DSN and the system DSN in the ODBS data source administrator. And then what's the differences between those two? The user DSN means it's just for the user who create that the DSN, and it will be available just for that user. But if you create the system DSN, that the DSN will be available for all the user of that machine. So it's for the system. So what I need to do, I will use the user DSN. So I will click add, and then here I can find the list of the drivers. I will select the SQLite 3 ODBC driver and then click on the finish. And then here, first I need to assign a name to this one. So I will just assign that SQLite test. And then I need to browse and find my database file. So if I click on browse, I created that one here. Vahid test, or I use this one, test SQL Saturday. So I click on that one and click OK. And then here, just click OK. So I added the new DSN, data source name here. So I will click OK, and then back to Power BI. So I will back to Power BI here. Let me remove this one. And here, open the connectors, and then I will select the ODBC, and there I can find that DSN which I added to the by using the ODBC administrator. Okay, here I will check for ODBC, and then you can see there is a list here, import data from ODBC. I select that one, click on connect. So here you can find the DSN, and that list is exactly same at what you have in the list of the DSN names here. So here we have 4 here, and then you can find 5 here, and then that one is because you can use the SQLite 3 data sources and manually connect the database to the Power BI. I will show you that how you can do that, but for now I will use this SQLite test which I created before. So I click on that one, click OK, and then it will ask about the username and password credentials. So in that window, okay, that's good, because I created that on my system. That doesn't ask that question. But if that asks the credential, just use your computer, the default one. So here you can see it's connected now to the database. In the database, I just have one table, and that table is the test name with 2 columns. So here, if I click on the test, I can see I have 2 columns with the names I added there. So I just need to click on load and then connect my database to the Power BI. So if I click on the load, all data will be connected to, will be imported to my computer, and then you can start creating your data model and then start visualizing your data. So that's the first one of those connection type. So the other one, after it's done the importing, I will show you how you can connect that without the DSN. And then I will open the P6 and then add a project, and we show you about the P6 database and how you can connect that to the P6, and then and a little bit about the structure and the tables of the P6. So right now I connected this one here. So you can see all the data here. It's a little bit. My computer is a little bit slow today. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so let's back to the database here. The other thing I have another database here, which is Vahid test with more tables and more information here. So if I open this one, so you can see there are more more data here. So what I want to do, I want to connect my database to this SQLite database to Power BI here. So I will remove this one. I will remove this table here. And then go again and find the, and then find the ODBC again in the ODBC list. Okay, here ODBC, and then here I will use the SQLite 3 data source. I didn't add any DSN for that database. I added DSN for this database, which is just a test, but for this one, I didn't add the DSN. If you have more databases in the SQLite, you can add more DSN and then name that use the different names, and then you can find those databases here and then select which database you want to connect. But right now, I just want to use the advanced, and here I can just write database equal and then the address of that folder. So let me just, I save that on my data on my driver, C driver. So if I click on OK and click default custom, so that will say they encounter the character, because that database is open on my computer, so that will run into the problem. But here, if I select this database here and then go again here and click ODBC. So I need to back to here to create a DSN here for that database. So I will click add again, click on the SQLite 3 ODBS again here, and then name it as a test2, and then find that test here, and then click OK. So I created another DSN here, test2, and click OK. Close this one, and then open that one to refresh refresh the list of the connectors. Here. I have the test2 now. So if I click OK, and then click on the default, the custom, and then click connect, that will be connected to my database. I can see all list of the tables here. So if I want customers, I can connect here. But before that, if you want to write the SQL expression, TSQL or something to before you load your data source, your data from the database, you can write it in the ODBS connector. So let me just do that here with the simple query. So if I just say ODBC here and then connect to the test2, click on the test2 and then click on advanced, so I can write my SQL statement here. So what I have here, I have the list of the column, a table with the list of the columns here with the many data, but I want to just import the customer ID and city. What I will do is I will select, I will say customer ID and then city from the name of that one is customers. And click OK. That will just show me the customer and city from the table. So you don't need to find the tables and then load that one, load those information here. Let me just click on the load and open my Primavera P6 to show you how you can connect that to Primavera P6 quickly. Okay, so I created a database before, but what I need to find, I created that one. Let me just click on the database configuration on the first window to log in. You can see the driver type here is SQLite, but you have more options. You can click on SQL and or Oracle or P6 Pro Connect, Cloud Connect. That's easy if you use the Oracle and SQL database, because the Power BI has the certified connectors for those type of the databases. But right now I want to use the SQLite. If I click this, then I can find that database location. I just click this one, copy everything, and then close this one, and then log in here. So back to the ODBS administrator, I want to create another DSN for my P6 database. I will click add again, click on SQLite 3 ODBS driver, and then name it as a Primavera P6. And then here I will add it here. I will add that address I copy paste from there. So I just click OK and then click OK here. Back to my P6. Let me just bring it to this window, to this screen here. So this is the database without any project. I just have one EPS here. So I will add one project here and then name it, select the EPSS. So I will do this enterprise here. Project ID, I will add the 1000, and the project name, I will add a test project and click finish. So I created a project, I will open that one, and then I will add some activities here. So I will add 4 activities here and then name them as A, then B, C, and D. Sorry, D. And then the activity ID is A1000, A1010, A1028, 1030. So before that one, let me just show you a little bit about the back end of the P6 database tables. So if I connect my Power BI to the CA Primavera P6 database, that will show around 120 or 130 tables. But 3 of those tables are very important for us. That's the project table, contains the project details and settings. It's around 84 fields, and with 84 fields, those fields are the columns. And then we have the project WBS, which is the which shows the WBS information with 42 fields, and we have the task table, which has 66 fields. So all the activities information are saved under that task one. So here we have the activities here. We don't have any the WBS as just one item, and then the project is just one project. So let's back to the Power BI. So again, let's search for the ODBS, and this time we will connect that to the Primavera DSN we created before. So here in the list, I will say ODBC. Again, select connect. And in the list, I will select this Primavera P6, which I created before, and click OK. So here you can see I have 132 tables, and then that's the list of the tables here. So if I go down around 132 tables, I don't want to use all of them. What I want to do is to import the project first, and then the WBS, project WBS, and then the task, and click on load. So when you load those tables, you can find the basic information of those activities and the projects here. But if you want to, for example, assign the resources to your activities, or you want to use different calendars or different projects with different details and setting, you need to import more tables and then make a relationship between those tables, and then you start creating your reports. But okay, so let me just show you a little bit about those tables and then move to the my Power BI. So those tables, as I told you, are the important tables. The project table has around 100 columns, but the most important one is the project ID, project short name, original project ID, and last recall date. The project ID is the unique name and unique number that assigned by the database to that project, and you can't find it in the Primavera P6 software. It's just in the backend in the database. So you can use that unique number, unique columns to connect these tables to each other, because the task has that one, and then the project WBS has that one. So you can create the relationship between those tables by using the project ID. So if I move to my Power BI, so here, if I go to the project WBS, let me just remove this query, which I created for my SQLite table with the SQL statement. So let me just remove that to make it clean. Okay, in the price data, in the price folder, then you can find the price ID, two lines here with the two different unique number, and that 355 and 373 are different than this project ID we use here, because those numbers again are very unique, and you can't find it in the software. It's just in the backend, in the database. So here, as you can see, there are two lines here, EPS and the project with the short name 100. That short name is the project ID. So here we have the 1000, is the project ID. So EPS, again, if you add more EPSs, you can find them in the list of the project here. But in the project, you can't, in the project table, you can't find the project name. So if you want to find the project name, you need to go to the project WBS, and here in the WBS name, you can find the project names. And then the short name here and the project name here. So we have one enterprise and then the test project. If you go there, enterprise and test project here, and then here you can find the project ID is same as what we have in the another table. So in the task, because I added 4 activities here, so you can find a list of those 4 activities here. Then you can find the list, the project ID here, that unique name. So all of those tables are connected by using this column. So 373 is the name, is the unique number for that project. And then you can find the type of that, type of the duration. All of them are duration. All of them are the task depend. And then the task code, which is the task ID or activity ID. If I go to P6 again, here, activity ID, you can find A1000, A1010, A1020, and A1030. So it's same as what we have in the task, A1000, A1010, A1020, A1030. So right now you connected, I show you how to connect the SQLite to your database, to Power BI. All of them is with the ODBS. And then we connected the Primavera P6 to that one. If I add another, for example, activity here to just show you it's how you can, for example, refresh your report. If I add, for example, 2 or 3 new activities and back to my Power BI and just hit that refresh button, then you can see it will refresh this list and add 3. Oh, before that, the important one here is, see, nothing, it's added this one here, but make sure whenever you add any activities or you've done any changes in the P6, make sure to hit this refresh data. Sometimes when you've done some changes on your P6 and refresh database, it doesn't show that because you didn't refresh data, you didn't refresh the database. So make sure you every time after each change, press F5 here. So that's pretty much my presentation. I'm sorry to run into many issues here, to restart my computer, I have a slow computer. I'm not sure what's happened today. So I'm not sure do I have time to continue? I can show how you can baseline your project, because right now is around 40 minutes and we had a plan to finish our presentation in 40 minutes. Anne or Jean, do I have a time?
How much do you need? How much?
10 minutes.
I think it can go. So let's go.
Okay. Okay, let's go. So that's important because of that I want to show you how P6 database will create, when you create a baseline, how it will manage those data in the backend in the database. So right now I created the 4 activities here. Let me just connect those activities to each other and run that here, so you can see all of them are connected to each other. But if I create a database, create a baseline to get the baseline from this project here, sorry, not here. I maintain the baseline here, add the baseline, and say save a copy of the current project as a new project, and that's connected here. So right now I create a database here, create a baseline, maintain the baseline, and then add that to my project, and then I can assign that to my project here as a baseline. So here, if I press on F5 to refresh my database and back to Power BI and hit the refresh, so here in the project table, you can find there are three projects, 3 lines here. But here in the project tab, we have 2, and one of them is not the project, is the EPS. So we have EPS 1000 project, the project with the 1000 number. But in the database, when you maintain the baseline, the P6 will copy all the data and paste that into the related data, into the related table. So right now, as you can see, we have another one, which name is B1. And here you can see again, that has the unique number. But the important thing, how you can find out which lines is the baseline, you can just use this orange project ID column. In that one, you can see there is a number there, and that shows the number of the main or current project, which means this line or this project is the baseline of the 373, and 373 here is the 1000 project. So this one is the baseline of this one, of this project. And in the task, again, you can find that, if I refresh that again, you can find that we had 4 activities. I created another I created baseline, maintain the baseline. So that copy paste all those information and add them here. As you can see here, new 4 activities with the unique project number, project ID here, as you can see, is 374, but this one is 373. So that shows, again, these projects and these activities are the baseline activities for this project ID here. Okay, that was the important things I want to show you, to how P6 manage in the database. Thank you very much. And again, so sorry about those issues happened during my presentation. I had to restart my computer. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. So is there any question?
No problem, Vahid. It's things that happen, okay, in life.
Yeah.
Yes, there are some questions. What's SQLite ODBC driver for Win64?
If you let me just show you here. Let me just the SQL driver for 64. Okay, so here, if I go to here, you can find, if you want to create a SQL to install the driver, there are 4 options for you. And then because my computer is 64-bit, we have two types of software, 64-bit and the 32. So my computer is based 64 bits. So because of that, I need to install the 64 version on my computer. But if I create that one, because I'll show you before, before you create a DSN or connect your databases by using the ODBS to your Power BI, you need to make sure that driver is installed here. So I checked that before, and I found that that driver is not in the list of here in the drivers tab. So there was just this drivers. So I had to create this, added this SQLite ODBS drivers. And then with that driver, I will be able to connect my database to Power BI. And then that version is just because my computer is 64. So because of that, I can download that and install that on my computer.
Okay, thank you, Vahid. How to access SQLite database in Linux?
Well, I'm not sure you can run the Power BI on Linux, because if you want to connect that, first you need to have the Power BI and then connect that there. But not pretty sure, because I never use Linux, to be honest. But if you search on the net, on this website, you can find that there is a website, there is a driver here or not. But I'm not sure you will be able to do that or not. So sorry about this, because I never try to use that on Linux.
No problem. What is the relationship between database tables, records, and fields?
Well, if you want to create those relationships here in Power BI, you can create your relationships here in this table. In the model tab, you can create those relationships here. So if you ask me about the relationships in the database, in the P6 database, that's very complicated. But you can bring your data, import them in the Power BI, and create your relationship based on what you want to present. Because sometimes you need to create a star schema to create your visualization. But sometimes if you want to import the resource information, if you want to import those baseline things, and if you import all those calendars and many tables, maybe you need to create a snowflake. But you can create the data, your relationships here in the Power BI based on what you want to show and how do you want to visualize your data, or how you want to tell the story with those data. Based on that, you can create your data relationship here and define that here. I can click on this one, for example, delete this one, and then I can create another relationship between these two, for example, tables. I create this one here, put it here, then another table. I can create a relationship between, for example, these two, and then I can assign the cardinality here, and then the crossbar filler here, and create that one there.
Okay, Vahid. Thank you very much for that presentation. I hope everybody was very satisfied of your contents.